Follow a puddled path and listen carefully to the sobbing sounds of a sorrowful squonk.
Wow, that's gorgeous. Hello, welcome to Guides to the Unknown. I'm Kristen.
And I'm her little brother, William.
And this week, we are going back to basics, the beginning of Guides to the Unknown. And we each brought a topic to the table that the other one doesn't know about. And we're going to do it that way.
Do you know that I think it's been almost 5 years since we structured the show this way?
Yeah.
Isn't that wild? 5 years. And in some regard, it's weird that we ever did it this way.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
It is fun.
I do like the idea that like we've each prepped something. For years now, we've collaborated on topics. We'll pick a topic for a show and we'll split it up. So your half of the research covers half of the topic, mine is the other half, whatever. Mm-hmm. It's kind of fun to go back to where it all started.
Yeah.
Pick things that I have no idea what you've got.
No, I have no idea what you have. You yesterday said to me, you're like, so I'm thinking, what did you say? Maybe you know better than me. You're like, I think it could be, it could be one of three categories.
Yes.
It could be something really stupid.
Well, because you sent me an email. There's a whole problematic thing you've done. You sent me an email that was like, do not open until showtime. So I have not opened it. I haven't touched it, whatever. Yeah. But I was trying to figure out, like, do we need to find a way?
How smart was I? I even made sure that the preview line that shows up on Gmail wouldn't. Oh no, did it not?
I didn't pay attention to that at all. But you really were like...
Well, because the preview line will like show you what's in the body of the email. I was afraid that like the links
line
that
one,
I sent.
Right.
So I was like, I'm typing just gibberish so that the preview line doesn't reveal anything.
Oh, very clever. Yeah. No, I did not. I didn't even see that.
Oh, okay.
I tried to avert my gaze the moment I saw there was an email I should not open.
Very good.
But my thing was like, should I be trying to counterbalance whatever you're doing? Because I was like, I bet she's doing something stupid. Mm-hmm. So should I do something that has some form of legitimacy?
Yeah, right.
Or something. So I said to you, I was like, I bet what you picked is either dumb or something that I hate or something that has nothing to do with Guide to the Unknown topics in general.
Well, you said something dumb, something that you would hate, or something that we would never do on the show, or something that is something we would cover on the show.
Oh, so that's everything. Okay. That's the
so I said, you are right. Yeah.
Well, how wise am I?
Yeah.
Well, I've got something that you definitely didn't see coming.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Kristen, sometimes there are topics that are so small, they're not worth dedicating an entire segment. And when that happens, we kick off Mini Monster Madness.
Okay, great.
This is we used to do segments on the show.
Yes.
A gajillion years ago.
I would say we did a segment, but yes.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But so I've got a little topic to share with you.
We had Mini Monster Madness. We did also do 2-sentence horror stories.
Yes, exactly. So we sometimes did a little separate topic at the start of the episode. This is Guide to the Unknown Classic, everybody.
Right.
And so I just have one question for you.
Yeah.
How are you celebrating Walpurgisnacht tonight? As we record.
I guess I'm not. I don't remember what this is. I know that at some point I did, but I don't know now.
As we record, which means that when the episode drops, this will be in the past. Yeah. I mean, and people might be listening years from now, whatever. But we're recording on Walpurgisnacht, April 30th every year is the holiday Walpurgisnacht. And I thought I might tell you a little bit about it. Some people, such as EnchantedLivingMagazine.com, refer to it as the second Halloween.
All right, real quick. What was that like? What was Enchanted Living Magazine like?
You know exactly what it was like. And it was about enchanted living. It was very folksy and wholesome and
cool.
Yeah. But so Walpurgisnacht is celebrated on the eve of May. Tomorrow is May 1st as we record. This is also basically halfway to Halloween.
Yes.
6 months from right now is Halloween. So we're like on the other side of the calendar.
That's
and
right.
So you have another Halloween today, but most people don't even know about it.
That's right. I've had a halfway to Halloween book display up at my library all month. I have to dismantle it today. Ouch.
Ooh, that stings.
On Walpurgisnacht?
Okay, that hurts.
Yeah.
On Walpurgisnacht of all days?
Yeah.
So you're celebrating by saying goodbye.
Yeah.
So it's a day to honor Saint Walpurga. This was a person who died in the year 777.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So we're talking, this is a long time ago.
Yeah.
And it's a day, she was described as She battled pests, rabies, whooping cough. She also stood against witchcraft.
Oh.
Which is surprising.
Boy, that really took me on a ride. I was like, I'm way down with this lady, and then ouch.
I know, anti-witchcraft.
Yeah.
So today became a day where people would light like bonfires to keep evil away, and sometimes even burn effigies of witches.
Oh, no.
I know. Strange for the second Halloween's character, isn't it?
Walpurgis knocked, not for me.
This is not my kind of holiday.
No.
Although I do love the idea of a second Halloween. I'll take it.
Yes.
Here's a really, really weirdy. Her tomb, to this day, produces quote-unquote holy oil, known as Saint Walpurga's oil.
Oh, God.
Which is said to heal sickness.
Are you taking that?
Well, Benedictine nuns distribute this oil in vials to Christian pilgrims who visit St. Walpurga's tomb. And yes, it's supposed to cure many of your ills. I don't know if you're rubbing dead person oil all over yourself.
Well, this Kristen pilgrim is never going to take it.
I know. St. Willy's oil. Don't take it.
Ew, it's producing oil.
Her tomb is producing oil. Now,
what is that?
I know. What's the story with that? I do know it is chemically identical to water. Oh. I think there's like an underwater stream or something.
Oh, well, you don't call that oil.
This is like a thing, though. These like saint oils or something they're called. This is
okay.
I think the tomb of the guy believed to be one of the origins of Santa Claus produces oil.
I've never heard of that.
You never heard of this? Yeah. Maybe we'll have to talk about,
There are tombs of saints that people are saying produce oil.
Yeah.
And then people take that oil?
Yeah.
And it's actually
suck
water?
It straight from the tap.
What the hell?
I don't know.
I did not know that at all. And I thought kissing the Blarney Stone was wild.
I know. Oh,
this
my God.
is crazy stuff.
People do more than kiss the Blarney Stone, you know.
What do you mean?
They use it as a toilet.
They do.
Yes. I've heard that locals urinate on the Blarney Stone.
I guess that makes sense.
And then giggle.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
As tourists come by to give it a smooch.
Would you kiss the Blarney Stone?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would too.
You would?
Yeah, I would. When in Rome.
Pee-pee all over it.
I know, but honestly, so much of what we touch and interact with is covered in
pee-pee?
pee-pee and feces.
Is it? Where have you been going?
I feel like anything in the public is just full of other people's disgusting germs.
That's definitely true.
So, like, it's almost like, what's the diff?
You ever touch the handrails going up or down the subway?
Yeah.
Don't like that
I don't
at all.
either.
It's so smooth.
Only if I have to.
So smooth and worn over.
I know.
No, thank you.
I'd prefer not.
Well, anyway, that was Mini Monster Madness for the first time in years.
Delightful. What a great thought. I haven't thought about that in forever.
No, why would you?
Yeah.
All right, everybody. We're going to get into our surprise mystery topics. We're going to blow each other's minds with the things that we have prepped for the show.
Yeah.
Be they ghastly or amusingly spooky or what have you.
Sure.
After this commercial break.
Okay, William, do you want to find out whether my topic was A, silly, B, something you would hate, C, something we would never cover on the show, or D, something we would cover on the show?
Oh, I can't believe, wow, which category might it fit into? Yes, I do want to know.
Okay, great. It is something that we would cover on the show.
Okay.
And that we've talked about covering on the show, but like, I think that it's enough to have just contained and that we don't both need to cover it.
Very well.
I want to talk to you about the Monster High dolls.
The Monster High dolls. Wait, is it like a commercial product?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
They're made by Mattel. And I should say the Monster High franchise, the Empire, because it's a line of dolls and also TV shows and TV movies that are insanely popular.
Really?
Yes. And it came up, or like the line came up in our Discord years ago. And I made note of it in a running document we have. And yeah, we touched on it briefly, I don't know, a while ago to cover and just kind of never really got around to it. And then I thought it would be perfect for this.
Yes. All right. I'm very intrigued. Monster High dolls.
They're very fun. It was like fun to research. I like these Monster High dolls.
I'm curious whether or not I would recognize them.
Maybe.
You know?
I mean, we were definitely too old.
Are they current?
Yes.
Monster High dolls.
Yeah, they're still very popular. Which I was surprised to see. Like, I was just aware of them as something that like kids were into when I was young. Like, I don't know. I couldn't even give you a time frame for when I was aware of them. They were launched in 2010. To
Okay,
give you a
yeah. So we
reference.
were
Yes.
adults. Yeah, they look like Bratz dolls, but like horror themed.
Exactly. Yep, exactly that. But no, they're still very popular. So as I just mentioned, I work at a library and I work with people in their 20s. And I asked my coworker Diana if they liked Monster High dolls. And they said to me that actually they were a little bit too old for Monster High dolls, but somebody that they babysat for was really into them. But that they still see Monster High doll stuff come up on like their For You page on TikTok. They get a lot of like people cosplaying as Monster High dolls and stuff. It's still like super popular.
Interesting.
As a franchise and stuff. I found them very fun. They're cute. So they were originally launched as a doll line by Mattel in 2010, but eventually, as I mentioned, they branched into like a ton of multimedia stuff. There was a TV show, 15 made-for-TV movies, video games, and a book series. And this all came about because there was a packaging designer at Mattel named Garrett Sander, who was at the mall with his twin brother in 2007. That info was out there and I liked thinking about it.
I know, yeah.
Just at the mall 2007, quote, shopping with young girls, I can only hope and imagine this is family members of theirs. And they noticed that other young girls were into dressing goth.
Yeah.
And so the wheels started turning that like maybe there's something here. And it made him think that they at Mattel should come up with a line with a darker edge. And he came up with the line, "We're freaky, just got fabulous."
Oh.
And Monster High was born. Also, kids' interest in Tim Burton and Lady Gaga also raised his antenna.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Lady Gaga's got that like sort of like horror streak, or just, off the beaten path quality.
Yeah, totally. So everything when it was originally launched, and probably, still, was aimed at 7 to 14-year-olds. And it featured characters inspired by monster movies, sci-fi horror, thrillers, cryptids, folklore, myths, and pop culture. And it all kind of like revolves around the adventures of these teens of monsters and creatures who attend Monster High.
Okay.
So, from my travels online, it looked to me, and I could be wrong about this, but it kind of seemed like the most popular aspect of Monster High is the TV show and the TV movies. And that went through a few different iterations known as generations 1, 2, and 3. And there was some debate online. A lot of people will post stuff being like, what was your favorite of the Monster High generations? And it seems like generation 1 is favored most highly. That's the OG.
Yeah, the original.
Right. There are a lot of people who acknowledge that nostalgia might be doing some heavy lifting. Also, when I was talking to Diana at work about Monster High, I asked them, does it seem like the TV show was kind of the thing?
You sound like a cub reporter. Were you standing interviewing this person with a little notebook and a press ticket in your hat?
No, they had the misfortune of walking by me when I was taking some time to look over this stuff when nobody else was asking me for anything on the desk. And they said that the kid they babysat for was really into the TV shows, and that seems very popular because there is a lower barrier for entry with the TV shows. They were on Nickelodeon, so you do need cable, but it's less expensive than buying the dolls.
Sure.
So you could just stumble upon the Monster High TV show as opposed to needing to buy the dolls.
Right.
So that could be partially why the TV show is maybe the more popular aspect. But yes, I was grilling Diana about how Monster High works.
More questions. Kristen Anderson from Guide to the Unknown. I have some questions about Monster High dolls.
Very kindly.
What's the most popular? Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3? The people want to know.
It's ridiculous. So let's see. All right. So here's the deal with the show. It started as kind of goofy looking 2D animation. And again, aimed at children. I mean, it's all still kind of aimed at children, but I think that they're aware that people have grown up.
Their audience has grown up, yeah.
Right, and so I'll tell you how it's kind of evolved with that. So it's kind of not exactly aimed at adults, but they're aware that there are adults who are still into this for nostalgia purposes. And it became 3D over time. There's a super robust YouTube channel now for Monster High that you can go check out. That has like, where did I put this? It has like millions and millions of subscribers. It's still very much a thing. Oh, here it is, 3.11 million subscribers. So the basic premise is that this is a world where monsters exist, and most schools have them divided up by the type of monster that they are. So in this world, there's like a vampire-only school, a werewolf-only school, etc. But Monster High in New Salem lets all types of creatures live together and enroll together.
Okay.
Or just enroll together. Progressive. So here are our main characters. Frankie Stein is the daughter of Frankenstein's monster and his bride. Draculora.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Frankie Stein
Yeah.
means the last name is Stein.
Right.
Means that Frankenstein
Yeah.
has the first name Franken.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe his name is just Bob Stein.
Bob? Why would it be Bob?
It could be anything because she's just the daughter of Frankenstein's monster. We don't know what his name is.
Adam,
Maybe.
according to
Right.
Frankenstein.
That's right. That's right.
Starring
So, yeah.
Jeffrey Rush. What's his name?
Oh, I
Who
think.
played Two-Face and
What is that?
Aaron
movie?
Eckhart.
Aaron Eckhart. Yeah.
Jeffrey Rush. A buff Jeffrey Rush as Frankenstein's monster.
Well, Jeffrey Rush was in. What was he in? That's like monstery. Was he
Mystery Men?
in? Yes. Was he in some sort of weird Dracula thing or something?
I don't know.
I can see him being a gross old monster.
Yeah.
A lecherous one. Well, anyway, Frankie Stein is the daughter of Frankenstein's monster and his bride. Draculora is a vampire who is the daughter of Dracula.
And?
Ironically, I don't know. These descriptions these descriptions are all directly from Wikipedia, uncommented on by me.
Okay.
Because I don't know.
Yeah, Draculora. I didn't want to... Draculora.
Yeah.
Is it Laura, like Laura?
Yes.
Dracula. Okay. All right.
Yeah. She's a vampire and is the daughter of Dracula. She's a vegetarian who faints at the sight of blood.
That's cute.
It is cute. Cleo Denial is the daughter of the mummy pharaoh Ramses Denial and is 5,842 years old at the start of the series. She's the captain of the fear leading squad. I know. She shouldn't be in high school. I understand if she was like frozen at teen age or whatever, but you're not a teenager.
So yeah, that's inappropriate.
I agree. She shouldn't be with everybody else.
Okay.
Right. Claudine Wolf is the daughter of a werewolf. Laguna Blue is the daughter of a sea monster. Gulia Yelps is the bespectacled...
Wait. I want to guess because this is almost impossible.
Oh, sure.
Do you have further names beyond this?
Yes.
Okay.
Just one more beyond this.
Okay, I want to see if I have any chance at guessing. Okay. Gulia Yelps.
I'll tell you. It's
Ghost. Ghoul, ghost. Yelps, scream. And that's the only monster that so far is not represented. Ghost.
I'll tell you. No.
Damn it.
Gulia Yelps is the bespectacled daughter of a zombie couple from Canada.
Oh, wait a minute. Didn't George Romero refer to his monsters as ghouls?
I don't remember.
I think he did. He didn't call them zombies. He called them
I don't
ghouls.
know if that's... I mean, look, I don't want to discredit the writers of Monster High, but I'm not totally sure that they were going that deep.
I know.
Well, George Romero did refer to the zombie as a ghoul.
Okay. All right. Well, listen.
Maybe.
Because if she's supposed to be a zombie and her name's Gulia.
Absolutely, maybe.
Okay. All right. What's the last name?
Yelps.
Wait, her last... No, not her last name. What's the final name? You
I have more to say about Gulia Yelps.
Okay, sorry.
She's the smartest ghoul at Monster High, and her personality is that of a shy and bookish girl with a sense of mischief.
Okay.
Due to being a zombie, she can only speak in moans and groans, a physical limitation that all zombies have in this world. She has a romantic interest in Sloman Slow-Mo Mordovich, a tall male zombie on the chess team. Just filling in the world.
Okay. Slow-Mo Mordovich.
Yeah, I know. And then Abby Abominable is...
Okay, well, yeah, Abominable Snowman.
Right.
Okay.
Is the Russian accented daughter of the Yeti. So according to Wikipedia, the original website at one time Wait, what did I write? The original website for I messed this up. I guess the original website at one time said the categories were divided. The characters were divided into 4 categories. Originals, the main characters who were introduced the earliest and are kind of their own thing. Ghouls, who are girls in the world. Mansters, who are boys. And frightmares, who are half centaur, half monster.
Centaur is not considered a monster?
I know. I don't know. I wonder if they originally abandoned this concept because the fact that it was cited as being on the original website doesn't seem to be there anymore is a thing. And there wasn't even a centaur character in the main cast. But I thought it was weird and worth mentioning.
A centaur is already half man, half horse.
Right.
If you're half centaur,
yeah,
what are you? You're half man, horse, and half something else?
Yes. So maybe like your man half is like Frankenstein or something, and then the bottom half is like a horse. So then really you're really kind of just half Frankenstein, half horse.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm also just making that up. So
all we can do is guess. We may never know.
I don't know. We could possibly find out because
we may never know.
I now ask you to go to the email.
Oh, right. Okay. All right. I have
because
the email.
I think that we should find out what Monster High character we are. So let's take it to a BuzzFeed quiz.
Kristen, you're amazing.
Okay.
I'm proud of you.
There we go.
For the first time. This is huge.
God damn it, Willy.
This is huge for you.
God damn it.
Okay.
Okay. Now I have not vetted this whatsoever.
No, I appreciate that. I don't want.
No, I did it on purpose. I thought we should discover this together.
Okay. Hold on. Hold the phone. Hold the phone.
So
here.
we are going to take a personality test that will tell us, and I don't even know if it'll be, one of the characters that I just read to you. This quiz says that it was updated. Surprisingly, I guess I shouldn't be surprised because like I said, this is really pretty popular, but it says that it was updated in March of this year. So like a month ago.
All right.
So for all I know, there are new characters who have entered the chat.
This is exciting.
I know.
What is this?
Yes, it looks like it is.
Oh, this is a question?
Yeah, looks like it.
Okay.
Okay.
What are you most likely doing?
Here, why don't you take it first?
Okay, in your spare time. Taking selfies in the bathroom mirror, doing logic puzzles, and learning new skills. These ads are like taking up half the screen.
This is crazy.
Definitely not hanging out at the beach. Walking around the mall, shopping and browsing. Boom.
Wait, there are a lot more.
Oh.
Is it like a one question?
Watching a movie with your ghouls. Hanging in the library or hidden in your room reading books. Scrolling through Reddit and sharing your unbiased opinions. That's pretty close.
Yes.
Chatting to your friends on the phone or over text. I'm going to say the mall. I like the mall.
Okay.
What's your favorite food? Does black coffee count? That sounds about right. Energy drinks, steak and fries, anything vegan, unrefined yak milk.
Ooh, yum.
A trusty red apple. I'm going to say, does black coffee count?
Okay.
Okay. If you could choose any superpower, what would it be? Infinite knowledge to make things appear with the click of a finger, teleportation, invisibility, to be adored and loved. Good God, website. It's like a nightmare. The power to bring things back from the dead, to make anyone fall in love with you, or super speed. That's so, like, everything else was like, arguably fraught with, dual purpose or meaning or whatever. And then just super speed at the end is very, very funny.
It is very funny.
All right. I'm going to say teleportation.
Yes.
Okay. Which image speaks to you?
All right. So we have a computer. We have 2 people holding up daisies, the beach, a library or a bookstore, some sort of ornate hall, fashion sketches, I guess I'll say, snowy mountains, a little piece of plant in a necklace.
I'm torn between computer and library. You can do more with computer.
Yeah.
Done. No forest, huh?
No.
All right. What is your favorite subject in school? Drama.
Okay.
What's your favorite genre of movie? Horror. How many friends do you have? Oh, no. Rather large, about 3 to 4. More like, how many do I not have? Just one. Everyone is my friend, even the bugs. People seem to like me. What is it?
What a friend is?
I'm going to say 3 to 4. Okay. Choose a color.
Silver, gold, kind of red, black, Thunder
aren't
in
colors.
the sky. They're really not.
These are not
Bright
colors.
purple, pink, light blue, frosty.
Oh, I don't want to pick like this like silver silk.
I feel like it's pleather.
Pleather? I'm going to go gold.
Okay.
What kind of music do I listen to? Dance, house, folk, pop, 80s, 90s, classical, rock. I think 80s, 90s. No, that's not quite true. I guess rock. Phone case for my eye coffin.
Is that what they
Is that what their
call it?
phones are?
I don't know. And then we have phone cases with a bunch of different designs on them.
Moons.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I got my result.
Claudine Wolf.
I'm Claudine Wolf. I know what I want. I will always dedicate my life to achieving my biggest dreams whilst also staying true to myself. Under my brave facade, I am extremely empathetic and care deeply for those closest to me, especially my family. You know what? I am a total Claudine Wolf.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
I think they nailed it.
All right, let's refresh. Krissy, let's see who you are.
All right, great.
All right. You know the questions. You should know roughly the answers. What are you most likely to do in your spare time? Library?
No, scrolling Reddit.
Oh, okay. All right.
Definitely not sharing my unbiased opinions. You can do sushi for favorite food.
Sushi. Superpower?
I would like to also do teleportation. I'll try to mostly stay away from yours.
No,
but
be honest. Be true to yourself. If you're a total Claudine Wolf, so be it.
right.
Which image speaks to you?
The library one.
Okay. What was or is your favorite subject in school?
English.
What's your favorite genre of movie?
Horror.
How many friends do you have?
3 to 4.
Choose a color.
I will. Can you go down? Let's see. I will go with that icy one.
This?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it is ice. Yeah. What kind of music do you listen to?
I will do 80s, 90s.
Okay. And last question. Phone case for your eye coffin, Kristen. Shells.
I kind of like the cherry one.
Kitty cats, cherries. Okay. All right. Oh, you did get a different one.
Okay. I got Abby Abominable.
Abby Abominable, who seems to have a friend who has a mop on its head, a snowman. This is confusing to look at.
This is weird. So yeah, it's like a snowman whose head is stitched onto its body. Its hair looks like it's like a duster turned upside down, and it's wearing a tie.
It has full lips.
Yeah, I think they're like wax.
What is that character?
Wax lips that are like pushed on, button eyes, and then it seems like it has a disembodied hand.
Yeah, you're right.
Weird.
So, Kristen, you have a strong presence and always stand your ground, just like Abby. Some might say you're a little stuck up or not open to new ideas and opinions, but you just know what you firmly believe in. Yeah, you can be a little blunt sometimes, but you're always kind to not just your friends, but literally anyone around you.
You know, they kind of nailed me.
I think that they kind of nailed you.
I gotta tell you, this feels more dead on than a lot of like descriptions of Sagittarius's that I've read.
You just know what you firmly believe in.
Yeah.
You make up your mind real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. This was Kristen.
Truly, this is like the most accurate personality test I can remember taking.
That's incredible.
Usually I get to the end of something and I'm like, huh, okay, interesting. This is straight to the point, pithy.
Spot on.
Yeah.
Spot on.
It really is.
People should be doing this more.
I think that they should. Yeah. Wow.
Incredible.
That's insane.
Incredible.
All
so
right.
Now Claudine Wolf, Abby Abominable.
Yeah.
We know.
Okay.
Now we know.
Do you think I just got Abby? Well, again, they're correct. But do you think it just brought us to Abby Abominable because I chose that ice?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I clicked the moon.
Oh, right. Yeah, maybe.
Is there any chance the final question is the only one that matters?
Yeah, I think there is a chance.
Well, listen, there's something to it then. What phone case would you want for your eye coffin? It has massive ramifications.
No. The ice for me was your favorite color.
Oh, that was the color.
So
yeah, moons was my phone case. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know, but yours seemed like it was pretty accurate too.
It was. I felt very connected to it.
Huh. Wow.
I feel connected to the great spirit of Monster High.
Yeah, so do I. Wow, me and Abby Abominable.
Am I too old to enroll in Monster High?
I don't know. Let's see. Maybe we can 21 Jump Street this bitch. Feel right at home.
Yeah.
So, you know how I was saying that, like, it seems like Mattel is aware that people have grown up with Monster High. They still want to interact with it. So they have taken the line in a slightly collector's-y direction.
Of course.
In recent years with the Skelector line.
Okay.
Get it? Collector, Skelector.
Don't worry. I got it.
I say slightly collector-y, even though the name is Skullector, because while the aesthetics are there, I saw people on Reddit saying that they are more play doll quality, even though the price tag is $60 plus. They're saying that they're selling it as like, this is a collector's item. It should be like good quality, but it's like not really.
Yeah, I have to admit, I don't quite know the difference between...
I don't either.
What'd they say? Play quality or statuette or whatever. I don't know.
I don't either. But I mean, it is pretty cool. It's a line of dolls based on popular horror movie characters, and they launch a limited number a year. It started as 2 a year, but they've added more. So the first year that the line launched in 2020, the dolls were Pennywise and the Grady twins from The Shining, which came as a 2-pack.
For Monster High?
Yes. For the Skullector line.
Pennywise is it part of Monster High universe?
Yes, just as a doll, just as a collector's doll.
You're sure this isn't Toonie Terrors?
I'm positive.
Do you know what that is?
No.
It's an actual line of horror toys.
Oh, okay.
Okay, all right, sorry.
So this is even weirder. This year, they released / will be releasing. I wasn't totally clear on what's out and what is coming out because there are a lot of posts on the Reddit that are like, I got eyes on this and it's a preview versus like I actually got it. I couldn't tell. But what's for 2025, the dolls coming out are Adelaide and her tether Red from Us, Megan, Elvira, and the Corpse Bride.
Oh.
Yeah. So then weirdly, on the day that I decided to cover this and started researching, it was announced that Monster High is venturing into a new format and that a limited comic series is coming out.
Oh.
The first one is called Monster High World Scare, which is double issue. And here's the plot description. Get ready for a terrifyingly good Monster High comic miniseries. This time, we'll follow Frankie Stein and the Boo Crew as they compete in the World Scare, where gifted ghouls showcase their eerie ideas and latest breakthroughs that could change monster kind forever. Their invention, a tribute to Frankie Stein's late father, Headmaster Frankenstein, is sure to shock the judges. So wait.
Is he dead or is he just dead, but still there?
Totally. And also his name, I guess, is Frankenstein Stein.
Wait.
Because if her late father is Headmaster Frankenstein and her name is Frankie Stein.
Yeah, this is complicated. I don't know.
I think he's dead because if it's a tribute to her late father.
Yeah, but they might be saying like he's dead but walking around. He can still be dead. I looked up the sort of like licensed dolls, the like Pennywise one and stuff. It doesn't look like Pennywise. It looks like a girl from Monster High dressed up like Pennywise.
Oh yes, I thought that would be clear.
It's the troll doll thing. I had a troll doll of the Ninja Turtles.
Hell yeah.
And it looked like a troll doll, but it was like the shape of a troll doll, but it was, designed to look like a Ninja Turtle. It's like that.
Yes, they're all like that.
Okay.
So that is the first of the Monster High comic series coming out, and there will be 3 subsequent issues. They all look super fun and very cool. And the art doesn't look like Little Kitty. I would say it looks kind of like YA, so sort of maybe like teen, early 20s sort of style. And it looks totally sweet.
Of the new series?
Yeah, of the comic book series.
Of the comic, okay.
Yeah.
Because everything that I've seen in looking up images of Monster High, it has looked maybe like
for kids,
like you're like 8 to a tween, kind of thing.
No, I'd say this is like the comics seem like they're a little bit older,
slightly
so I think that
okay.
they're probably taking into account
very well
their demographic aging up. So like I said, YA is usually teens.
Yeah,
early
interesting.
20s.
I wonder if this is something that eventually, if it sticks around long enough. Is this going to be too old for Zoe?
I don't know. I wondered the same thing. It also reminded me of Vampirina a little bit.
Yes, Vampirina. Absolutely. Vampirina is like the sort of like preschool version of this almost. It's on Disney Junior or whatever it's called. And Zoe has seen a handful of episodes of this, but it's a similar kind of concept. I guess this is a little more Addams Family. Vampirina is a little girl who is a vampire, and she goes to like a school, and I don't know if the other characters are.
No,
her family
just her family.
Yeah. So
they moved to Pennsylvania from Transylvania, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
And James Vanderbeek is her dad.
Holy
Lauren
crap,
Graham is her mom. Patty LuPone is her grandma.
Wow. You're all over this. Well, now we can see the progression of a little spooky kid, right? You started a Vampirina.
Yeah.
And then you maybe transition to a Monster High.
Sure.
And then you can get into Wednesday.
Right. Yeah.
Or whatever. There's something for all ages. There's a little goth girl for every age group.
Yes, there is.
Interesting.
Does my heart good.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Monster High.
Yes.
Now,
out there.
we record live on youtube.com/GTTUpod, and we were joking, like, could we enroll in Monster High?
Yeah.
And Judah points out, through that mummy character, if you're less than 5,000 years old, you seem to be an acceptable age.
That's true. That's a really good point. So, yeah, I don't see why we couldn't.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Now, what kind of monster? Well, I guess we know what you are. You're an Abby.
Yes. And you'd
Abby
be
Doobie or whatever.
Claudine or whatever.
Claudine. Yeah.
All right, great.
Fascinating. Monster High, Kristen. Well done.
Yeah.
You surprised me.
Well, you're about to surprise me.
I am.
But first, we must speak on and of patreon.com/GTTUpod. This is where you can go to get a ton more Guides to the Unknown. We have a second weekly podcast called The Netherworld Dispatch that comes out every Monday, and you get episodes of that by going over there. You can also get advertisement-free episodes of this show when you go to Patreon and sign up at our $4 or more tier. You get Discord access, movie commentaries, newsletters. There's a ton of stuff over on Patreon. We have over 200 episodes of the Netherworld Dispatch. It is a wild scene. There is so much more of this show over there if you decide to go support us. And we appreciate everybody who already does so much. So thank you so much. And if you don't yet, we would love it if you did.
Yes, absolutely. Patreon.com/GTTUpod. The most recent episode of the Netherworld Dispatch is called Horrifying News. It's episode 211.
Yeah.
We talked about the recent trailer for I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah.
We did look at a trailer for the new season of Wednesday. Basically, we did a little roundup of things that are going on in the horror headlines right now. Gave our takes, did our little analysis, fired up our own analysis machine.
Yeah, that's right.
Took a peek, poked around. So go check that out. That's available right this second. We also like reading reviews. I have a lovely one here from C. Camard 23. Camard? I'm not sure.
Excellent.
Titled Epic Podcast. Cryptids, movie reviews, spooky history, ghost stories, haunted toilets. They have it all. First stumbled upon Guide to the Unknown when diving into Vermont cryptids, and it quickly became my favorite podcast. That's like proof right there that when we cover a specific location,
Yeah.
it might help. So like
Totally.
get those Poland numbers up.
Yeah, that's right.
Will and Kristen's relationship reminds me a lot of my best friend and I. Their fun banter makes my workday pass quickly, and I'm always looking forward to the newest episode. Can always count on Guide to the Unknown for a good giggle. Highly recommend. 5 stars.
That's great. Thank you so much. I'm so glad. We love to give you a giggle.
Yep.
Thank you so much for leaving us that review. Thank you to everybody who leaves us reviews. If you haven't already, we would love it if you did. We'll probably read it on the show.
Yep.
So you can leave us a written review like that on Apple Podcasts, or you can leave us a starred review on Spotify, in other podcast apps. And we'd also love it if you shared the show. You can post about it on social media, tag us in Insta stories. We will always share your story. Share it with a friend, whatever you would like to do. We appreciate so much. Thank you so much, everybody who already does. We love you. So
Yes,
thank you.
We very much appreciate you.
Yep.
Okay, so it's time for me to reveal to Kristen the secret of my topic.
Yeah.
After one more commercial break.
Reveal your secrets.
Do you have any guess?
No.
You have no idea what I'm going to cover?
No.
Okay. Would it surprise you if I told you that my topic today is wrinkles?
Wrinkles.
I'm going to be telling you all about wrinkly monsters.
Okay.
Monsters with wrinkles.
Great.
Not Rickles, Don Rickles, although he might fit in.
Yeah, that would work.
Rickles had
I was about
wrinkles.
to say he had wrinkles. Wrinkles.
You might call it Will Rogers Wrinkles.
Yeah.
WR Wrinkles, WR.
Yeah, you're right.
Right? It's sitting right there. It's been sitting right in front of you all these years.
Oh my God.
We're gonna start with a creature that
Squonk?
yeah, the squonk.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, hell yeah. What do you know about the squonk? Anything?
Not a lot. I was just thinking about who's a wrinkly creature, and I thought of the squonk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The squonk, I have a soft spot for this creature, a tremendous soft spot
Yeah.
for this creature. Two quick things about the squonk. It's fairly simple. Everyone I'm going to tell you about, my topic is almost like a roundup of a bunch of wrinkly creatures.
Excellent.
What the squonk is, why don't we just read it right from here? So I've pulled up, I love the squonk so much it ended up in the Hunt a Killer Blair Witch game. Mm-hmm. This is literally in part of the product that you would buy in the Blair Witch universe.
Yeah.
As part of a notebook that broke down certain bits of lore. Knitting Betty was in there.
Yep.
Like a Guide to the Unknown, discovery.
Yeah.
A lot of Guide to the Unknown stuff winds up in stuff that we'll work on. And
Right.
so here in Hunt a Killer, in Blair Witch, we cited the squonk. The saddest of all cryptids, the squonk is local to Pennsylvania, struggling to hunt and even walk due to its loose, ill-fitting skin.
Ill-fitting.
Yeah, it's got loose, wrinkly skin covered in warts.
Aw.
The squonk evades capture by dissolving into a puddle of tears. Who doesn't feel like a squonk sometimes?
Absolutely, of course.
This is an official Blair Witch product.
Yeah.
The squonk. It's very pig-like, a lot of the depictions of it. Sometimes it looks like an anteater, very wrinkly, very loose skin, sometimes covered in like warts and pimples and stuff.
Yeah.
But characterized primarily by the fact that it's constantly crying.
Aw, Squonky.
It was first written about in a 1910 fantasy field guide. I think it's like, a fictional, sort of like fictional nature.
Yeah.
Almost like the Gnomes book.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It was titled Fearsome Creatures of the Lumberwoods, which I also love the title of, The Lumberwoods. It was in that book alongside creatures like the hog bear, half hog, half bear.
Nice.
Yeah. It seems like it's a specifically Pennsylvanian creature. It's of a very retiring disposition, generally traveling about at twilight and dusk. And it's always unhappy because it thinks it's ugly.
Aw, Squonky.
Later retellings would sort of the squonk. You know how like we talk about like urban legends changing in the telling?
Yeah.
The squonk has remained the same
That's nice.
since 1910.
There's something nice about that.
No change. The one addition seems to be that people say it doesn't travel when the moon is full because it doesn't want to risk seeing its own reflection in pools of water.
Oh.
It hates how it looks.
Oh, come on.
It hates how it looks.
Oh.
Two quick things about the squonk from personal lore.
Yeah.
One, in the Blair Witch game that I worked on, we related, no spoilers, we related a character in the game to the squonk.
Oh, okay.
Which I really appreciated. We sort of personified a squonk
Yeah.
to some capacity.
Oh, that poor bastard.
I've been working on the squonk for years, Kristen,
Yeah.
because going way back.
You're a Squonk man.
Yeah, a writing partner of mine, Bobby, we had worked on a pitch that didn't go we literally didn't go anywhere. We didn't show it to anybody. About a small town that's rooted in like the origins of American folklore. And one of the first creatures we found in doing it was the squonk.
Yeah.
And I was like, maybe American folklore sucks. Well, all these years later, how stupid was I? The squonk kicks ass.
Yeah, yeah.
People seem to love the squonk, by the way.
Yeah.
You can people's hearts beat for the squonk. It's sad.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It makes you want to nurture it.
Yes. They say that hunters can follow it by, following its trail of tears or whatever. It's very relatable.
Right.
The squonk. So much so that in Philadelphia, there is a yearly festival called Squonkapalooza.
Oh, fun.
It's coming up this year on August 2nd, 2025. An all-ages cryptid festival celebrating the squonk and other creatures of Appalachian and American folklore and cryptozoology. Wonderful. I did want to call out their website. It was squonkapalooza.com. It's spelled just
as you would guess.
As you would guess.
Yeah.
This prose is almost lyrical and emotional and almost spiritual. Searching out the squonk is no easy task. But if you find yourself in the forest on a moonlit night, you might just spot one. Follow a puddled path and listen carefully to the sobbing sounds of a sorrowful squonk.
Wow, that's gorgeous.
It's like a little,
Yeah. It's very evocative.
Very evocative.
Yeah.
Very alliterative, lovely sounds.
Yeah.
A puddled path.
Yes.
The sorrowful sounds.
Yeah.
The sobbing sounds of a sorrowful squonk.
That's wonderful.
Like music to my ears. Why celebrate the saddest creature in the world? We want to turn those frowns upside down. Spreading the love of the squonk might cheer them up.
That's very cute.
Squonkapalooza.
Very cute. I like that.
Squonkapalooza. The squonk, everybody.
Yeah.
Let's hear it for the squonk.
Yeah, absolutely.
The squonk is wrapped, everybody. That's a wrap on the squonk.
Yep.
That's
All
a wrap
right.
on the squonk.
So that's wrinkle number 1.
That's wrinkle number 1. You know what I want to say to our audience? If anyone cares, it's like 2% of anybody.
Yeah.
I think it's already unavailable to buy from the store. That Hunt a Killer Blair Witch game that I worked on, they are fully discontinuing it. If you already own it, everything is going offline in the middle of June. All the digital elements.
Yeah.
Where we live.
Yep.
Somewhere in there.
Right, because Will and I are part of that game. We're an in-game podcast called Super Neutral.
Which is what that notebook is from.
Right.
Super Neutral put out that fictional notebook. That's partly us.
Yeah, yeah.
But so, and that artwork was by Alaska Kellum. Absolutely beautiful. But there's a lot of Guide to the Unknown sort of love of folklore in there. It's technically Blair Witch lore. I mean, it literally is. I always feel a little removed.
Yeah.
But go check it out. It's going offline. It won't exist anymore. So if you have it, poke around. If you don't have it and you really want to get it, because it's going to be dead in the middle of June.
Right.
I honestly might stream trying to preserve some of it because I don't want it to die.
Yeah.
I want to preserve at least some of it.
Right, right. You know, this is making me remember, William. I woke up the other day. I don't know if I had a dream or something. I woke up thinking to myself, oh, you know what's a good animal name? Wrinkles.
Wow.
And then I thought to myself, oh, you know what? That lady from the Real Housewives of New Jersey, Dina, had that cat named Grandma Wrinkles. Yeah, that is...
Wrinkles is a lovely name.
I know.
It is a beautiful name.
I wonder if I caught your brain waves.
Maybe you did.
Of doing this. Because seriously, I woke up in bed thinking Wrinkles is a good animal
You had
name.
wrinkles on the brain.
I'm going to remember that.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Wrinkles. All right. We're going to move on to a wrinkly creature that everyone should know. We're going to talk about the elephant.
Yes.
We're going to talk about elephant monsters.
Great.
First of all, just like a fun fact, I think a lot of people are aware of this, at least in concept. Here on imgur.com, Mike Pants has posted like all this historical artwork of people trying to draw elephants from just descriptions. You know what I'm talking about?
funny.
Like historic drawings where people are like, what is it?
Yeah.
It's big and it has a long nose. All right, got it. And so they end up drawing something that kind of looks like a wolf with like a long tusk. The tusk always looks weird. Or just like an elephant with or a horse with like a really, really long snout.
Right, right. That's really funny.
The elephant...
They do pretty well for the most part, but not always.
Not always.
Yeah.
Not always.
A lot of very like trumpety looking snouts. Like the snout ends up being like really big at the end.
Absolutely. So the elephant is a strange creature in and of itself, let alone the various sort of monster elephants that have existed throughout history. I'm going to start by telling you about a creature known only as Behemoth.
Okay.
This is a biblical monster, Behemoth. It looks exactly like an elephant standing up on 2 legs, but with a big, like, pregnant belly.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't really know what the deal is with the belly. It's from the book of Job. It's said to have been created when God created the earth itself.
It's like the first thing?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, one of the first things.
Okay.
Was this big elephant man.
Okay.
Behemoth. A primeval chaos monster from the beginning. This is what the Bible says. Take now Behemoth, whom I made as I did you. He eats grass like the cattle. His strength is in his loins.
Okay. I mean, his strength looks like it's in his tummy.
Yikes.
If anything.
Well, that too. His might in the muscles of his belly. He makes his tail stand up like a cedar, I guess a tree. The sinews of his thighs are knit together. His bones are like tubes of bronze. His limbs like iron rods. He is the first of God's works. Only his maker can draw the sword against him. So no one can...
I'm uncomfortable with Behemoth.
I don't like Behemoth.
I don't know if it's just this picture or something.
I know.
But also the description. I don't know. I don't like Behemoth.
I don't like Behemoth. I agree. I like the name. It never occurred to me that Behemoth, aside from just being like a big thing, was like the name of a creature.
No, me neither.
You know? But this is one wrinkle that I'm happy to leave in the dust.
Yeah, me too.
Goodbye,
Bye,
Behemoth.
Behemoth.
Goodbye. Bye, Behemoth.
You know what's also weird about the picture of Behemoth? That the arms are smooth. I don't really love that the forearms are wrinkle-less, and so is the tummy.
Yeah.
And then his head is turned all the way to the side. There's just some disconcerting stuff about this specific image.
Admittedly, I don't know the source of this image. I think this was from like the Wikipedia for Behemoth. This looks like
LG but Jabalt.
LG Jabalt.
LB Jabalt, excuse me.
Oh,
based on what's written on the bottom.
It looks like an old political cartoon.
It does. It does.
It's drawn in like a woodcut style or something. I mean, it's very striking.
Big nipples. That's another weird thing. They're like, it's kind of human. That's what's getting me. There are 2 nipples where human nipples would be.
Yeah, you're right.
And it's got a tummy, like a human tummy. It's standing up
with
like
a belly
human.
button.
Hands are where it's like human with like an elephant head.
Yeah,
and
you're
a
right.
belly button. That's
well,
what's going
elephant
on.
feet. It's got like crocodile hands because it's got like
Yeah.
claws with nails.
Yeah.
Its feet do resemble an elephant's feet.
Yes.
A little bit. Yeah, very weird. Very weird, Behemoth. Yeah, all right. Arrivederci, Behemoth.
Yeah.
You're done. You're done. You're done. I want to talk to you briefly about Greek mythology.
Okay.
There's evidently a belief that the origin of the Cyclops from Greek mythology may have come from them discovering skulls of elephants and mammoths. Because if you look at the skull of a mammoth, which I've got right in front of you, can watch the video version. We usually have a YouTube link in the show notes on the podcast apps. An elephant skull just above the trunk has a void.
Yeah, yeah.
There's like a hollow there, a little cave. It's probably the sinuses or something, but it's in the front of the face.
Yeah.
This hole. The eye holes are like on the sides. So the theory is that the Greek mythological creature of a gigantic being with one eye in the middle of its face, the Cyclops, may have just come from misunderstanding an elephant skull.
That makes sense.
Kind of neat.
Yeah.
Kind of neat. Sticking in Greek mythology, although it's super duper tenuous, no spoilers whatsoever, but the video game God of War, they made a game called God of War Ascension, which was like, the game series was getting past its prime. You'd always been able to fight like minotaurs and stuff, half man, half bull.
Yeah.
And in Ascension, they tried to get a little fancy and invent other half man, half whatevers. So there was like a half man, half elephant.
Yeah.
And it would fight you. And the graphics were incredible. But that game series is known for its like brutal violence and like finishing moves on creatures where like you're literally like cutting open their stomachs and gutting them and stuff.
Yeah.
Something about gutting an elephant man, even if it was trying to kill you, it always played as sad.
Yeah, I could see that.
Elephants are like soulful.
Totally.
You know, like they don't
big eyes, big eyelashes blinking at you.
Yeah, even if it was like stampeding you, you'd somewhat empathize with it.
Definitely.
You know, it was
Now,
a huge mistake.
Did you ever have to fight like a half Frankenstein, half centaur or anything?
No, that would be very hard to envision.
Yeah.
I dare argue.
Yeah. I'd have to agree.
I'm gonna now tell you about a creature I'd never heard of at all, called the Groot slang.
Ooh.
Yeah.
This name rings a bell to me.
I know, it sounds very Harry Potter. Groot
Yeah.
slang, boom slang skin? That
Yeah,
was like
maybe.
a thing.
That's why, maybe.
The Groot slang is older than the world and will protect its treasure for eternity. So it is said.
What's its treasure?
I don't know. I
Okay.
think literally diamonds and rubies and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a South African mythological being.
Okay.
It's even sometimes said that its eyes are made out of diamonds itself. One unverified myth says that the Groot slang was created by gods or God at the dawn of creation, which is the behemoth thing.
Right, yeah.
So that this might be sort of like an offshoot of
Or an alternate.
behemoth. Yeah, an
story.
alternate. But the Groot slang was so powerful and destructive, they split the creature into 2 different animals that still exist today. The elephant and a python. Because this creature is half elephant, half snake.
Huh.
Head of an elephant, body of a gigantic python.
Yuck.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
I've never
like
seen a half snake, half like body of a snake, head of a completely different animal.
I don't know. I think that is kind of a
Really?
thing.
I think like the chimera, didn't somebody have like the tail of a snake or whatever?
Yeah, I guess so.
There are also other beliefs of this, that it might be an elephant with the tail of a snake, which makes more sense to me because a tail is...
Right.
Although maybe the trunk of a snake would have... Like the elephant's trunk being a snake might make sense.
Oh, like having a snake head as a trunk?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yuck.
Like a long dangly trunk
Right,
with a
right.
snake head at the end, basically. Yeah. But yeah, the Groot slang or whatever. It's said to live in a wonder hole
A wonder hole.
A wonder hole.
The hell's that?
So named because it's just a cave full of treasure. A wonder hole. I found a wonder hole. It's wonderful.
Oh, boy.
This wonder hole is wonderful. The Groot slang, it has a lust for cruelty. But victims can often bargain for their freedom by offering a Groot slang enough precious gems.
So really, the Groot slang is fighting against what we were just saying about elephants. Like, they're so sweet. Look at their sweet eyes.
Yeah, you're right.
Them. But I guess the personality elements of the dastardly serpent have seeped into the elephant and made it mean.
Yes, the serpent as a figure of evil. Satan guarding the tree of knowledge and
Apples.
Yeah. Boy, what is that tree called? The tree of good and evil, the tree of something. There were like 2 apples that Eve had to bite. She bit the apple of wisdom, and there was something else.
I know.
We know this because we're folklorists.
Totally.
Or something.
That so happened. So it sounds like, and I knew about it. It sounds like this elephant got mean.
This elephant got mean, all right.
Yeah.
Half snake mean. It's said that in 1917, an English businessman named Peter Grayson disappeared and in South Africa, and they say the Groot slang got him.
Okay.
He probably was going after treasure.
Yeah.
It sounds like is this better? Or it said that he and his party were actually attacked by lions.
Oh, God.
So I don't know if that...
None of it's good.
It's not good, yeah.
Also,
still a wild animal.
I also... Look, I know nothing of this man, but I'm just thinking, I don't know, English businessmen just going into Africa to just leave the lions alone.
Leave the lions alone. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I was curious. It was almost like a sidebar kind of, but I was like, why treasure? You know, obviously the Groot slang here being half reptile.
Right.
You know, the wrinkles are all in the head.
Yeah.
But like
yes.
A reptile, I think about a dragon guarding treasure. So I was like, what's the deal with that? So according to Greek mythology, dragons may have specifically been created by the gods to protect treasure. Like that has just always been their charge.
Yeah.
But they're evidently also, dragons are metaphorically about greed. So in telling stories of dragons, you have them sitting on a huge pile of gold.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Makes a certain amount of sense.
Yeah, it does.
And Groot slang here being part reptile, I guess, there you go. He's sort of like dragon-ish.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. Groot slang.
Remember when we went to that horror con and I weirdly bought a handcrafted thing of a dragon inside like a little cage? And he has some treasure around him. I don't even particularly like dragons or anything, but I got caught up in the spirit of craftsmanship and entrepreneurship around us.
Maybe. Yeah, kind of. And what became of that?
It's in the attic.
Mint condition.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's pretty tight.
Yeah. I don't know why I bought that. I bought that, and I bought a mug that looks like a coffin a cauldron that I use constantly.
All right, that's good.
What was I?
You know, it's one of those things that like anytime that we've gone to a convention, which is not that many times, I've had to remind myself, as much as I want to support everybody, I can't just buy a bunch of stuff.
No, I think that's the only time I've done that. But I was just like, wow, look at this amazing stuff this guy is doing. And I bought...
You're filled with the spirit of creativity there, but then I end up...
Right.
Yeah. It's
whatever. It had to happen once for it to not ever happen again.
Right. There you go.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to say...
of all things.
We're going to say goodbye to the elephant now.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye, elephant.
Bye, elephant Rinkies.
That's a wrap on the wrinkly elephant.
Yeah.
All right. Which means it's time for us to discuss...
Grandma Wrinkles, Dina Manzo's bald cat.
I'm sorry?
No?
I'm sorry? What have you said to me?
Remember I mentioned the pet named Grandma Wrinkles?
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. I always try to forget.
Oh, well.
We're going to talk about the wrinkliest, possibly the wrinkliest thing this side of a squonk.
Huh. Okay.
All right. I had never heard of this before.
Uh-huh.
I'm thrilled to introduce you to... No.
Uh-oh.
Close your eyes for a moment.
Okay.
All right. Let me just get it on the screen first. I'm going to introduce you, Kristen, to... Open.
Okay.
NUPPEPPO. This is NUPPEPPO. I I'd never heard of NUPPEPPO before.
How do you spell NUPPEPPO?
NUPPEPPO?
Okay, that's what I was picturing.
NUPPEPPO. Would you like to
I think
take...
I had one less P, but still.
Would you like to take an attempt at explaining what NUPPEPPO is?
Just like a white oval blob that has these teeny weeny little protuberances that you would call arms and legs.
Yeah.
And everything is wavy. Everything that I'm seeing is wavy.
He looks like
wrinkly.
he's slopped off the Michelin Man.
Yeah.
Right? Or the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Yeah.
Looks like a globule. An all-white globule. NUPPEPPO. Here's the story of NUPPEPPO. It is described as having a flabby appearance, and its appearance is accompanied by a pungent body odor.
Oh, no.
It appears as a blob of flesh with a hint of a face in the folds of its fat.
Hint of a face.
It's got a hint of face.
A whisper of a face. A kiss. Has anybody else seen the clip, or I mean, maybe you're watching the Baldwins, the clip from the Baldwins where Ilaria Baldwin is talking, and then Alec is like, please slow down, just a kiss.
Oh, God.
I can't stop
Is that
saying
show's
just a
on TV?
kiss. Yeah.
The Baldwins?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. He says, slow down, just a kiss. When you're speaking English in a Spanish cadence, it's perilous for me.
He said that?
Yes.
Is his career...
Yeah, this is bad.
It's bad. Is the show bad?
I haven't seen it. I've seen that clip.
How are you not watching it?
I don't know if I want to see it. It seems bleak.
You know, Bobby made me watch Vanderpump Rules. I watched episode 1.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How was it?
We'll talk about it later.
Okay. But no, it's bleak. It's a lot about his trial for rust and stuff. It seems so misguided that they did this.
They needed to for some reason, I heard. Like, didn't they need to for money or something?
I've heard that because he has so many kids that they decided to do this for money. But I don't think there's any actual need.
Not a real need.
No.
All right, well, listen. Quit distracting us from NUPPEPPO.
Okay.
NUPPEPPO.
Sorry.
I think a lot of people...
Why did I say... Oh, it is a kiss of a face.
I think a lot of people turn their back on NUPPEPPO. They ignore NUPPEPPO.
Well, you know, he's stinky.
He's stinky.
That makes things tough.
So NUPPEPPO is a Japanese figure. He's a yokai. We've talked about the yokai a little bit. They're sort of like magical creatures. Sometimes they're a little malevolent. They're not all ghosts, but I think a lot of people think of yokai as like Japanese ghosts. Some of them are like, you know, physical embodiment things. It is specifically a subclass of yokai called a Nipperabo. Okay. Also known as a faceless ghost. Okay. So he has no face. Sort of. I mean, it's there. You can see it. It is depicted with indistinguishable wrinkles on its face and body as a one-head blob of meat.
Ew. Ew.
Here's some just like...
True, but
here's some quotes about NUPPEPPO. It has neither eye nor ear.
Well, what are those things? It kind of looks like it has eye.
Well, there are other... This is book 1.
I guess those are just random wrinkles. Oh, right. So, this is a class of thing. This is not just one guy named NUPPEPPO.
Well, this is one guy named NUPPEPPO, but there are other depictions of NUPPEPPO.
Okay.
I see. Some people draw him without a face at all. I wanted to give you some expression, so I picked the droopy lips and the wrinkly eyes.
I gotcha.
From an old picture book. So this is said to be like an old picture book, year unknown.
Okay.
It's like how deep their history
as old
goes.
As the world.
Yeah, exactly. No one knows.
Yeah.
Quote, a monster that's a very wrinkly sweet potato with 4 short limbs.
Yeah. Yeah.
A very wrinkly sweet potato.
Doesn't seem as hard as a sweet potato.
Here's a book from a book of silly folklore. Kind of like that field guide I was telling you about before, where it's like, we're going to treat these like fact, but it's like slightly comical, whatever.
Yeah.
The Shingo Zaid Hodai Magyu. All right, here's the quote. It sucks the fat of the dead and eats to the fullest with a needle. It eats to the fullest with a needle. I don't know what that even means.
Ew, NUPPEPPO.
Ew, NUPPEPPO. In the past, they'd come disguised as a doctor.
What?
I don't know what that means. I didn't quite pick this up from my research. I'm going to start getting into my interpretation a little bit. Well, hold that for a moment. Here's one last quote. Some literature notes that it is a yokai that is born as the changed form of dead meat.
Okay.
So like almost like if dead meat is sitting around, it might become NUPPEPPO, I guess. So when this yokai passes through, it would leave the stench of rotting meat in its trail. But the original primary source for this is unknown.
Okay.
So leave enough meat around and NUPPEPPO might appear.
Right, and that's why he's
It
stinky.
became NUPPEPPO. He's rotting meat.
Yeah.
So here's my interpretation of NUPPEPPO, especially that one thing where it's like he comes as a doctor.
Yeah.
Because he's wrinkly and because they say that he can come in the form of something else, I took NUPPEPPO as also some sort of a shapeshifter. Right?
Okay.
He can almost like adopt other forms to like hide in plain sight or sneak up on you or whatever. They're just like mischievous yokai stuff.
Yeah.
But then I was looking at this image of NUPPEPPO. Do me a favor, close your eyes again.
Okay.
Just for your sake, and I'll put this this final image I have on the screen.
Okay.
And you tell me if I'm insane. I don't know if I'm insane or if I am right on the money. And I have tried to research this. Go ahead and open your eyes.
Okay.
NUPPEPPO reminds me of someone. NUPPEPPO, the blob,
Yeah.
just a head with tiny protruding arms and tiny protruding feet, reminded me of Kirby.
I mean, in that sense, yes.
Formless, a blob,
Yeah. But Kirby
able
is...
to take different shapes. Well, you may be forgetting your Kirby lore.
I know almost nothing about Kirby, but Kirby's just so smooth, and it seems like the wrinkles are so central to
I agree.
NUPPEPPO.
I totally agree with you. I do think the wrinkles are central, but recall the following. NUPPEPPO can become the shape of a doctor.
Yeah.
Kirby is defined by its ability to inhale other characters and villains
Right.
and absorb their properties,
Yes.
thereby changing its shape.
Yes. Yeah, no, there is something there.
There's something there.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's one-to-one.
Yep.
I'm saying
Yeah.
someone knows something.
Yeah, you're right. And they're not talking so far.
They're not talking about it. I have Googled. I have
Peppo Kirby.
I stayed up all night trying to figure out, is NUPPEPPO connected to Kirby? And so far, no one seems to care. My own computer said, I don't care. Ask something different, please, for a change. But NUPPEPPO and Kirby, there's something there.
Yeah, no, I hear ya. I hear ya.
Maybe Kirby is like a distant descendant of NUPPEPPO.
Right.
Or NUPPEPPO.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Listen, I don't know. All I know is I wanted to cover wrinkles. I wanted to share a few wrinkles with you, and now I've done it.
This is an interesting wrinkle in the Kirby story, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, one final wrinkle. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Now I do have a question that perhaps can conclude our episode. And
Sure.
the entire point was to do two separate topics, but if you'll forgive me, I think I have a curiosity about knitting them together here at the finish.
Okay.
Monster High is comprised of cool trendy kids who look like monsters.
Yeah.
I've just presented to you the SQUONK,
Yeah.
some elephant monsters, and NUPPEPPO.
Yes.
What is the Monster High version of a SQUONK? Like, what does that look like?
Oh, who's the teen version?
Yeah, who's the teen? Who's the cool teen SQUONK?
I don't know. I mean,
who goes to Monster High?
Certainly, I noticed that there's an interesting thing going on here where I've covered youth and you've covered the concept of wrinkles, essentially,
Yes,
which
true.
are traditionally associated with older beings.
Well, I was always going to
Not
cover something
always.
old. I almost covered Topper.
Yeah.
Did you find this show easy or hard to research?
Hard.
I found this so hard to
Yeah.
do. Anytime I thought of a topic, I was like, oh, but I want to look at that with Kristen. Or
Yeah,
I want,
totally.
I want Kristen to be exposed to Topper.
Yes, I agree. It was hard.
It was hard.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was amusing.
Yes, totally.
But this is not going to be a regular.
No.
It was too difficult to find something that
I'm glad that we...
I want to work with you.
I do too.
I missed you.
I missed you. I'm glad that we do what we do now. So yeah, I don't know. It's hard to think of what the daughter of SQUONK would be.
I know.
Is she smooth? Or is she wrinkly?
Oh.
I hate to, you know what? I hate to think of daughter of SQUONK because
SQUONK is sad.
yes.
Let me
and,
just say it then, because I think
teens are already so plagued by insecurity.
I've got it.
Okay.
I think I've got it.
Yeah.
In its purest possible form. Teen SQUONK, forget the wrinkles. I think the
Yeah.
adaptation you do here is just that she's very sensitive and she cries a lot.
Yeah.
People know where she is, but people work overtime to make her feel better. Just like
That's
Squonkapalooza
not
said.
good. William, clearly, did this happen on the show or not? It's not good to be working overtime to help people feel good either. Hence, my copy of Codependent No More on audiobook
Oh, you're
going
right.
off.
Yeah.
That may have happened before we
It may have
started
happened before the recording.
Yeah,
I was just listening to Codependent No More on Spotify and it went off.
Yeah.
But I think all her friends rally around her. I think she is very sensitive.
Yeah.
But that's
I think you're right.
That's cool teen Squonk.
Yeah.
All right,
I guess so.
Who's cool teen? What elephant? I had so many elephants. Do you want
know.
Behemoth or do you
Yeah,
want
I hated
the
Behemoth.
half reptile, half
I didn't care
elephant?
for either of these. I guess Behemoth.
Behemoth.
Cool teen Behemoth. I think they're on the football team because Behemoth seemed to have a lot of power and strength.
Yep.
So that basically.
Okay.
Strong.
Simple.
Yeah.
Simple. Keep it simple, stupid.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Good and strong.
All right, and then everyone wants to talk about this anyway. I know everyone's gonna have NUPPEPPO fever after this episode.
Oh,
I can already tell.
absolutely.
Who's the cool teen NUPPEPPO?
I think NUPPEPPO is popular at school. Teen
Okay.
NUPPEPPO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm listening.
I do. I think people get NUPPEPPO. They're like the unlikely popular person.
Now, it seems like on Monster High, everyone is usually like the same height, the same everything.
Yeah.
Is NUPPEPPO still ahead on feet?
It depends on who NUPPEPPO's other parent is, honestly, because it'll be
Right.
Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein. Like, what monster did they?
Yeah, that's
get
interesting. So,
together with?
maybe if you see this character go home, mom
maybe
is
they're super tall or
is 6
something.
foot tall or whatever, and
Right.
dad is NUPPEPPO sitting on a chair with his little feet just hanging off the end.
Yeah.
How was
That
your
seems
day,
like something-
sweetheart?
Doesn't that seem like something that would happen for
Yeah.
comedic effect?
I can absolutely see. My dad's a NUPPEPPO.
Yeah.
And so then cool teen NUPPEPPO, I know what it is.
What?
The whole thing about NUPPEPPO is faceless and folds or
Yeah.
whatever. Again, forget the wrinkles. We're going young. We're capturing the youth market.
Sure.
We're leaning more in the faceless. Teen NUPPEPPO can reorganize her face
Oh.
to have different features, to change even, I mean, this doesn't quite make sense, but like different makeup, different hairstyles. Like on a dime, she can sort of like snap her fingers and change her look.
Yeah. Yeah, that works.
Maybe she's just fully a shapeshifter.
Yeah.
I'm sure they could use that for any number
That's
of
true. 'Cause
plots.
NUPPEPPO has that kind of that ability to yeah, totally.
NUPPEPPO is kind of like Clayface.
Yes.
That's what I took. When they say that he can
Or
become
like
doctor.
Breathless Mahoney and Dick Tracy.
Like Breathless Mahoney.
Yeah.
You're right.
Actually kind of looks like Breathless
I think
Mahoney.
about Warren Beatty too much lately.
Kind of me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Beatty'd out.
I know.
NUPPEPPO.
Got Beatty fatigue.
Well, there you go, everybody.
Yeah.
Wrinkles and Monster
What
High.
he's up to lately? Warren Beatty. Did you look?
I bet he's got one last thing to do.
William.
Put it that way.
I don't know. Remember he was on the scene a couple of years ago because he read the wrong.
Dick Tracy zooms in.
Well, he's got that.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
But-
yeah. You're talking about the Oscars.
When he read that La La Land one instead of Moonlight or vice versa.
Yeah, I think it was La La Land 1.
And he said it
La
was
La
Moonlight.
Land. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. He just loves Hollywood so much.
Remember when Al
I
Pacino?
was thinking, I wonder if he called Al Pacino after My Eyes See.
Oppenheimer. Opening.
Opening. Sounds like
and my
Uncle
eyes
Leo.
see. Oppenheimer.
What happened this past year? Did they have an
A
octogenarian
weird old man.
man
I don't think
tackle the
so.
best picture envelope?
I don't think that they did.
I didn't watch it and I didn't hear anything, so I take it that they did not have,
Same.
Dick Van
Same.
Dyke do his best.
Why didn't they?
That really should be like, we're going to reveal the mystery old man. Talk about wrinkles.
It seems like that.
Talk about Monster High. They all have these like young children.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. All right, everybody.
God.
Enough.
Okay.
Enough.
Alrighty. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We hope you enjoyed that. We'll be back next week, so I hope you come back for that. I was still
We hope you come ready.
still thinking about Al Pacino. We hope you come back for that. And you can follow us on social media. We are at GTTUpod everywhere, and we are also there individually. I'm at Chillin' Kristen.
I'm at The Myth Traveler. Hit up patreon.com/GTTUpod if you want to or can support us. It makes a tremendous difference, and it's greatly appreciated. Get access to the Netherworld Dispatch every Monday. And we'll be back next week, tag teaming something.
Yep.
As our format I think, has proven is required.
Yeah.
But until that time comes, we must travel.
Back to the netherworld. Go wait.
NUPPEPPO.
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 What a fun word.
What do you think about NUPPEPPO?
I like NUPPEPPO.
I really like NUPPEPPO.
Yeah.
NUPPEPPO and the SQUONK.
Uh-huh.
You know, wrinkly elephants, like that made a certain amount of sense. But if I'm
Yeah.
being perfectly honest, I think everyone can smell it. My heart really resides with NUPPEPPO and the SQUONK.
Well, you're absolutely right. Everybody could smell it when it came to NUPPEPPO. It smells.
You can smell it. I would love to see NUPPEPPO riding a SQUONK.
Yeah.
You know, where does one
Yeah.
end and the other begins? There's a lot of fun
All those
here.
folds.
All
Yeah,
the
you're right.
wrinkles, all the tears.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, delightful.
Fun.
Yep. Now that's a sitcom.
Great.
Just waiting to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't believe it hasn't been greenlit yet.
It'll be the next Monster High.
NUPPEPPO and the SQUONK.